Okay, let's talk about muzzles and why we should use them or think about using them. In most cases, we use a muzzle because we're concerned about some kind of reactivity. We're trying to save the dog from themselves, from being aggressive towards another dog or a human, especially another human, since in Texas it's a one bite rule. But we should think of it in another way because if you think about it, any dog that has the strength or size to hurt somebody or something should be taught the muzzle as a preemptive measure. For instance, if we take the dog to a vet and the dog is, say, a pretty reasonable size of over 40 pounds, if they somehow reacted negatively towards blood work or was even just simply vocal. Say the dog doesn't have any history of reactivity, but was vocal. The vet's going to possibly ask for the dog to be muzzled, in which case it causes more stress on the dog, and the dog is not going to have as much of a fun time at the vet the next time around. So as a preemptive measure, if we teach a dog to wear a muzzle, then we don't have to worry about inducing more stress. In fact, we're always trying to teach in a positive light. So we would positively reinforce the muzzle, as we do with a lot of things, to have positive stress. The more avenues in which the dog is capable of harnessing stress, the happier they would be, I believe. Another aspect is in bite work. A lot of times the person that is being a decoy would point their arm out just so that the dog would attack a certain part of their suit. We don't want that. In real life, a dog won't be given a target, right? That's why we would muzzle them. So they're taught, those are probably the only dogs that are taught preemptively as a form of training to wear a muzzle. So in a lot of ways, even though when people see a muzzle, they're concerned about that dog. Let's just say a Rottweiler for one. Even if the Rottweiler was a happy-go-lucky dog, if you see a Rottweiler walking along and there's a Chihuahua, it's very likely that the individual with the Chihuahua would get out of the way. But if the Rottweiler was wearing a muzzle and showed no concern for the Chihuahua, it's very likely that the owner may not be concerned because the Rottweiler wouldn't be able to induce any excessive damage, except maybe a punch from their muzzle. Okay, so with that aside, we all agree that muzzles are a good thing, okay? But here's a muzzle. This is the one I would suggest for training. A lot of times I would opt for one size up, not to wear, but for training, because it's easier to target the dog's nose into the muzzle. So this one's a size 3. It's a relatively small one. I've given away all my other muzzles. I'm stocking up again. I never have enough, but this is the size 3 that I rarely have to use. But let's just say the dog fits this, then I would use a size 4 or 5 as a practice. So do the Amazon thing, buy a couple and size up, and use one for, if you have the ability, use one that's larger. That's what I would suggest. And in the videos I show how with that dog was human reactive. So I built a relationship with that dog and I taught the dog how to learn. I taught them my verbal cues, the yes as a clicker form of training, and the dog understood how to learn and what to expect when I say yes, which is going to be a reward. And then I would add this as a form of training because that was a necessity. That was what I was luring the dog into learning in the first place. And it takes time, guys. If the dog is confident, I can just put the muzzle on in a day or two and the dog will be happy. That happens all the time. But when I'm dealing with a dog that needs this, it's most likely a reactive dog with that is sensitive. So I take my time because I want it to be a positive feature in the dog's life. So it may take about a week. Within a week, the dog should be able to wear the muzzle without much concern, and that's enough. That's enough to avoid all concerns about the dog doing something brash and losing their life because they bit somebody. So it's very well worth it. In YouTube, you'll see a bunch of videos out there that shows how to use this. My video is a real world case scenario where the dog is not, doesn't have any former positive training. It's just a clean slate with reactivity. So it will take about a week to help the dog understand that this is a good thing. So at first I was smothered inside with something good, maybe peanut butter. In the video you're going to see me use my chicken liver. And oftentimes, just to preface, the open slot up here is for their nose. So a lot of people end up wearing the muzzle upside down. So just understand that this gap up here is the upside, and this is right side up, and this is where the nose would be, and this is where I would feed the dog continually through this way. I would keep feeding them through here until they're comfortable wearing it, and it's going to be scaffolded. First I'm going to possibly use a verbal cue. In that video I'm going to say muzzle up. When I say muzzle up, I just touch it and then I give them a reward. Touch, reward, touch, reward. And then it's going to be feeding through here, num 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 num, out, and jackpot, num num num, jackpot. And then each day I'm going to progressively go add an extra second or so, and then by the 4th or 5th day I'm going to be able to put it on, and then by the final end of the week they're going to be wearing it, and I'm going to try to minimize the amount of stress, distracting them with games and my luring technique and whatever it takes to take their mind off of it, so they can understand that this is going to be part of their life for a while, until we're able to introduce stressful scenarios without consequences. And this is what the dog needs, right? This is why we're doing all this, because we don't want the dog to be overreactive anymore towards something that they shouldn't be. So let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, good luck guys. Bye. Yeah, I see the little Roddy in her. So you're Maureen's brother-in-law? Yeah. She looks just like Maureen. Stop it. Good mark. David. David, spin. Good spin. Good mark. Come on. Good spin. Good mark. Yes, good mark. Good mark, girl. Good mark. Good mark. Yes, good mark. Oh, mark. Good mark. Yes, good mark. Good mark. That's a good mark. Hey. I don't know. See a picture of him? Her?
Picture?
I mean, is she presentable? Are you presentable, buddy? Hey, here. I go down. Yeah, it's pretty good. You want to go down? Yeah. Ooh, that's like. Sit. Here. Is it good? I mean, that lens guard really helped. Look, there's like slobber on the lens guard. Say, grab her collar. Stick 1, 2, yes! Try again. Good side. Grab your collar. Go ahead. Yes! Good girl. You sit. Good. Try to keep her here. So initial phase was just getting her nose into the muzzle. So I would put the treats inside. But because she was forced to wear the muzzle once, and a lot of times that's just the case. We don't have time to play games. And then when you force it, that means a lot of people have to grab them by the collar, and she starts fighting and giving you that side eye. Like, I don't see anything. But so we have to kind of encourage her with both. Yes. Both hands. Pressure on the collar and pressure on the muzzle. Here. Try. It's you want it. you want it. Oh, good. And keep her there for a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Yes. And give a reward for that. Good job. Randomize it. So it's so easy when we start off on the right foot, but nobody really anticipates the need for a muzzle until you need it. So it's understandable that we feel pressure to force this necessary evil. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Yes. Collar first. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Is it focused? Mm-hmm. Is it recording? Mm-hmm. Let's try without that treat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes! Good girl. So prior to this, she has to understand what yes means. And yes means reward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes! Good girl. Good girl. Okay, no treats. Collar first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are like the fastest 10 seconds ever. Yes. Should have marked it earlier. But it's okay. She's getting it. She's actually enjoying this. Because we're using hamburger meat, which is, you know, a higher level than chicken. You want it or not? Oh, got your collar. You got it? Good girl. Okay, a little bit more. Don't want to force it. It's too easy. Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good girl. Yes. This one doesn't really care for peanut butter as much. 1, 2, 3. So you can see some peanut butter residual inside the muzzle. Yes! She's getting it. She's actually enjoying the fact of having it on. Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good girl. You're so pretty. She's not struggling anymore. Good girl, yes. You'll go for a day record? Well, we've already broken all the records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good girl. Well, with the right incentive, we don't have to force anything. It just takes time and patience. Good girl. Wow, you're so pretty. So pretty. Is this the right size? It is, right? It looks like it is. Good girl. Usually I suggest Baskerville, and I sent the owner a link, and it wasn't a Baskerville. It was a Muscata. But this one seems nice. I like the newer version. The newer version has the snap rather than the buckle. So this, once you have this set properly, I'm not sure if this one's set properly or not, but once it's set, then you don't have to worry about giving the muzzle to the client and trying to figure out which hole to go in. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good girl. Yes. I will have to say that I'm sure the Baskerville may be better. This material's a little bit different. It's a little different. And if you ever look at the reviews, you'll see all the negative reviews about it being chewed up. It wouldn't have been chewed up if it was applied correctly. And it shouldn't be laying around. Same idea with those negative reviews with leashes being chewed up. Why is your dog chewing on the leash? Try again. Oh, I don't want it. I don't want it. Got it. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. That's good for today. Alright. Thanks, babe. And get David out of here. Anything. But we can take this off. Like that. Yes! She has a little bit of a reservation when it comes to like the collar, because she thinks that when grabbing the collar is something bad, so I need to help her understand that collar manipulation, yes, is a positive, especially when we're using the remote collar. It needs to come on and off all the time. And then we have this. It's like, please put this on, please, because this has beef inside, doesn't it? This out of the way. How do we get to it though? There you go. Muzzle. Muzzle up. Good, muzzle up. Trying to keep my thumb out of her eyeball. Yes! Now the hard part is, because initially when people need to put on a muzzle, it's because veterinary work, vets don't have time to play this game, so they force a muzzle on. So the way to do that is to grab the collar and put on the muzzle. So we practiced this yesterday. There's a negative connection to that, so now we're getting to a point where it's neutral to positive. Grabbing the collar, pushing in the muzzle. Good, oh, good girl. Hold it. Yes, good, muzzle up. And I'm just using the term muzzle up for putting the muzzle up. Yes. Nothing like playing. Ready? Muzzle up. Good, muzzle up, and we're just going to leave it there. And beef. We're going to play with these straps. Good girl. Good girl. And we're just going to leave it there. Good. And more hamburger. You feel restricted? You feel restricted? Not really, do you? You totally forgot about it. I'm gonna remove it. So we're gonna get to a point where muzzle up? Yeah, we are. Yes! To a point where she wants it on. Which is so strange for a dog that didn't want to have her collar grabbed or muzzle on. Good girl, do you want to keep playing? Want to keep playing? Ready? Good girl. Good. Muzzle up. Muzzle. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good is a continuation positive. Where's the hole? Can't find the hole. Good girl. Is it even? I haven't really tested it because we haven't gotten to that point yet to strap it on. I didn't want to get stuck there and not be able to take it off, and she doesn't like it. Oh, good. One thing to be concerned about is if the muzzle's too small, other than discomfort. Discomfort is one thing to worry about, but the major thing to worry about is panting. If the muzzle's too small and she can't open her mouth, then she could be in distress if she's doing something like agitation work or bite work, which she's not. But if we were running with the muzzle and she can't open her mouth, then that's not a good thing. That's a pretty bad thing, actually. Good girl. I think we're actually ahead of schedule. This is day 2, and she's liking it. Okay, time to remove it. Don't want to push our luck. In fact, we want to play reverse psychology. We want her to want the muzzle, not to get to a point where she's wanting it off. Good girl. Muzzle up. Click, 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 click. Yes! Okay, good girl. And then we take everything off and we stop the good girl. And then jackpot. Good girl. And I think tomorrow we will try a few minutes of the muzzle on and do some luring technique. Good girl. Good girl. Do some luring technique with the muzzle on. And she'll be ready to go off to the races. Close the door. I'll close it because David's going to come in. It's okay if David comes in.
Elphie.
You feeling David? Look at David. See? Go to place. Go to Mark. Good Mark. Yes. Mark. Mark. Yes. Good. Good, Mark. Mediocre on the mark. Go to Mark again. Where's the mark? Where's Mark? Where's the mark? Yes. Good, Mark. Okay. We're limiting the fun right now. David really wants to come inside. But come here. Come here. Stop. But he's competition. And Elphie's way of remedying competition and anything in her way is to be aggressive. So we're trying to fix that.
Elphie doesn't show much aggression in this household because, for one, she just hasn't really felt the need to resource guard me for one reason or another, probably because she hasn't claimed me as her own. But eventually, over time, she may show some. It's okay that she isn't. Elphie, come here. Oh, look at this. Look at the guy. We may let we may let him in later. He's not happy. Come here. Okay, but you see how more how the competition is coming out of Elphie. We're going to limit the fun because this time we're going to muzzle up and we're going to practice the luring technique and training. Training has become fun. So muzzle up. Yes, good. Muzzle up. Good girl. We're going to try to do this and try to pretend we're not hearing fluffy bottoms in the background. If it doesn't work out, we'll let him in, especially now that the muzzle's on. So we got to start the games right now. Good girl, come on. Sit. Good, yes. It takes a little skill to put the food at the very bottom portion. Good mark. Yes. And it's right. There's a slot under there. Just have to be nice and quick. Good girl. Spin. One. Ready? Spin. Good spin. Good girl. Girl. Come on. Sit. Good sit. Yes. Good girl. Spin. Come on. Good. Good girl. She's tolerating it really well. Good girl. And if I wanted to right now, I can because she can't get at David, even if she wanted to right now. So now it's time to use David as a form of competition. Sit. Yes! Where's Mark? Yes! Good, Mark. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Can you sit? Good, sit. Yes! Good girl. Good girl. Now I'm going to take it off. Relax. Good girl. You want to try again? Muzzle up. Good, muzzle up. I'm going to put this back on. And we hear the click. I'm going to cue. Where is it? Yes! Good girl. Good girl. Let's go around the camera. Come on. You're always cheating. It's okay. Come on. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Come on. Up. Good. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we're at that area. We're at that level of comfort. It's going to bother her. There's no way around it. In fact, I think this muzzle may actually be a little too large for her because it's going up into her eyes. See that? Good girl. And I don't like that. But the good thing is she's able to pant if she needed to. That means she can relieve some of the... panting is a, what is it? The form of stress, sweating for dogs. She's actually able to stick her tongue out and find the residuals. Come here, come on. Good girl. Ready? Boo. Sit. Good sit. Come on, sit. Good sit. Good girl. And that's good for now. Because I don't want her to dislike it just yet. Or at all. In fact, that's the reason we're doing this. I'm going to try one more time. Good girl. Muzzle up. Yeah. She's okay. Okay, now it's time to jackpot. Good girl. Good girl. Keep David away. Because this thief right here. Leave it. Here. Okay. Come on. Let's go. Good muzzle. Good muzzle up. Good muzzle up. I don't want David here. Good girl. Good. Come on. Can you sit? Good sit. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. Yes. Good girl. Good sit. Good girl.
Hi! Elphie!
Oh, get down. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Okay, now it's frustrating her. Good sit. I'm gonna take it off her because we don't want to overdo it. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. Are you gonna muzzle up again? Ready? Muzzle. Good girl. Back on. Stay. Yes! Good girl. One thing I'm noticing about this brand is that this portion up on the nose is rubbing, unlike the Baskerville that we thought we got. The Baskerville has an opening right here. This may be bothering her nose a little bit, but we'll see. So far, it looks great. You look great, buddy. Okay, come on. Last day, buddy. Like that? Good sit. Good sit. Okay. You got it. Good girl. Yes. The sad thing is, it's the stigma. She really doesn't need it. But we're just gonna practice.
No.
Here. Good girl. Here. Where are we getting? My food? Morsels. Want to see morsels? Hey. Smell good? Good girl. Let's see if we can get her to sit. Sit. Here. Get it? Good girl. Yeah, I am thinking about just cutting this part off. Just for her nose. See how it rubs a little bit? I mean, as long as it's clean, nothing bad's gonna happen. But what if there's like grit on the inside and it's rubbing on her nose? That would not be comfortable. So I'm gonna cut it maybe and make it clean. Maybe. Morsels. How many? 5?
Maybe just 3 or 4, and then we can buy him some more stuff later.
Well. Okay.
Or 3 if that's so this.
Okay. You got that?
Can we get it?
I think I got it. She's being good. This way. Okay. You like that?
It's a good treat.
Huh? A treat? This one's $3. No sniffer. Is that the vegan one? Is it the vegan one?
Over
How
here.
much is that?
$2.99.
$10.99?
$2.99. Yes, vegan sausage.
Okay, we can try it. Good girl.
So many sounds. Everybody everywhere, huh?
You did good. Come on. Okay, yeah.